Okie dokie, welcome back to another vintage video here on the channel. Today we're going to be playing some mono red AggroVine. It's going to be an aggressive red based bazaar deck where we're aiming to discard cards for power and profit. New cards are here. The Spider-Man set has been released onto Magic Online in its form. So one thing that's interesting is with the introduction of the 40k cards like Poxwalkers here, which we'll be playing, we were able to get our own sort of like online version of the reserved list because they can't reprint these cards into the Magic Online economy. And with the release of Spider-Man, we've got our first counterfeits on the platform. So that's cool. It's more and more replicating paper play. So we're going to play this guy here, Cam and Farrick Havoc duo. Whenever you discard a card, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and it's got flying haste and it costs 2 mana. So if we activate a bazaar, we get him for 7 in the sky, which is pretty sick. And then we've also got an exclusive nightclub. It enters tapped, and you can play it from your graveyard, add to Grixis, and then you can play this card from your graveyard if you discarded a card this turn. So that's pretty cool. Bit of mayhem going on. So we've got these two cards. Can't tell you what their paper names are, I'm very sorry. And then we've got a Marauding Mako, 8 Lizards, Detectives Phoenix, Vengevine, Hollow One, Poxwalkers, and a little bit of interaction with Chalice, Rod, and Missteps and Strips. So that's what we're going to play. Post board, we've got 6 cards for Dredge, 1 more Rod, 2 Meltdowns, Pyroblast, and then we've got some creature removal in Furies and 2 Firestorms. The Firestorms should probably be Furies, but Firestorm is dope. So let's go and try out these new cards in a vintage league. I'll see you down there for round 1. Okay, then mono red AggroVine. Round 1 up against Singpan Man, who's usually Doomsday or Merfolk. We're going to keep this hand because it's cool. And then this is this if you discarded it this turn. So not if I discarded a card, it's if I discarded exactly that. So we've got Island Sapphire, pass. So still could be either, but more likely Merfolk. So you'd expect your Doomsday opponent to do something by now, right? Play a cantrip or some shit. Is there a card draw hate at this mana cost? I don't think so. Let's just get in. And we find Lizard. Okay, so we'll discard Powder, Lizard. I think that seems fine. They've got 5 cards in hand. I'm not sure how to get this nightclub into play at this point, but it's fine. So Lizard in, cast a Hollow One. Well, we might just get stripped or wasted next turn, or they might have the little guy that turns your land into an island, which wouldn't be the worst because then I can just go strip Spirit Guide, Null Rod, right? Counter target non-creature spell. Okay, so that might eat my Null Rod, but it's fine. If they just go land go, we've got to be very careful about Hull Breacher in this position. Wasteland, okay. It's less likely to be land go because they're not going to hold up the waste, are they? If they've got the Breacher, they will. But either way, we know what's going on. The Breacher will come in as a 4/3 though, which is pretty big into us. Yeah, okay. So opponent's trying to be tricky and funny. We draw Cam, which might just be sick actually. Do we play Cam? Cam and Farrick. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore Farrick's contribution. So I can just go strip mine Cam and Farrick. Opponent's got 4 cards. Or I could just attack and strip them. Or I could just play a Null Rod. I think I just want to play a Null Rod. So this guy eats it. But I get off an activation with 3 cards in hand. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So let's activate this. Pay 1 for Null Rod. And then we can just attack for 4. Force of Will, pitching Thieving Skydiver. Okie dokie. Maybe that was awful. Who knows? Right, in for 4 we go. Maybe that was just awful. Player's got 2 cards in hand. They don't opt into using their Hull Breacher. Maybe they've just got Land Breacher left and they can Wasteland me and then with the land open. So if they go Land Waste, we can't activate Bazaar. So maybe we did kind of punt a little bit there. But I think it's acceptable. They probably can't attack, can they? Unless they've got another one of those guys. But then the double block scares them. Okay. So do I want to strip mine you? Or do I want to play Cam and Farrick? I think I want to strip mine you. This will force them to float something. Are they just going to activate Shana's Tidebinder? Sure. I'm going to activate Bazaar of Baghdad in response. Because I can. And I find Lotus. Spirit Guide, so Kenzen. So let's discard Nightclub, Powder. Spirit Guide. Or maybe so Kenzen actually. Maybe so Kenzen can go. Okay, that's going to happen. Spirit Guide's going to happen. And it's going to counter my Strip Mine activation. I get to play this and just lose 2 life. That's cool. Now we get to cast the Cammy Boy. Cam it up. Cam it good. And then we'll just flick one in onto the Blazing here. And just slay, I guess. And if they try to do something, I've got a Spirit Guide, which makes my upkeep activation pretty bad. So yeah, that's going to get in the way here. That's going to get in the way here. All of your creatures are dead, but you do have a Wasteland. Okay, I think that's fine. A lot of things just died, but I've got the board at the moment. They've got the Hull Breacher, they've got the Hull Breacher. This guy's a 3-power attacker, this guy's in the sky. Cavern of Souls, name's Merfolk. Void Mirror is pretty close to irrelevant, I think. And then they waste our non-Bazaar land, which means they're just going to take a clean and easy 10. Right? I can't cast 2 creature spells this turn. 7, 8, 9, 10 seems really, really good. Right? If I do this, always yield to this guy. 7, cast a Lizard. Void Mirror happens. Lizard happens. You're at 3. Good luck, I guess. That was sick. We did it. Game 1. Wrap it up. That's a league. Thanks for watching. They've got a true name nemesis and it doesn't fucking fly. So I'm just going to mill some cards over. Poxwalker's Vengevine. This is my 5-power flyer. any more conversation to be had? I don't know. I do win. Right, we've got to do that at least once more, which is going to be tougher. But we do get Pyroblast, Fury, Fluster. Not Fluster. Firestorm. The goat. Right. Get these rods out of here. Get these chalices out of here. That's 62. As always, I've come headfirst into a league with absolutely zero game plan on how to sideboard. I think 16 lands plus 3 power is good. I like the Poxwalkers, although they were only there to make the reserve list counterfeit joke at the beginning of the league, so we don't need to be too attached to them. Marauding Mako is thick. No other observations from me. What about the Emerald? No, the Emerald's good for mana. Detective's Phoenix. Alright, let's trim a Poxwalker. Let's trim a Spirit Guide. There we go. So that's now 2 Pyroblasts. Oh no, I can't be dropping the Spirit Guide, can I? Oh well, too late. Spirit Guides are a bit good, I think. A bit too good to be dropping and cutting. So what does this do? It goes straight to exile. Yep. Okay, so Mako into Pharaoh, 2 Wastelands against their 10 island deck. Cycle a hollow one. If I ever draw a Bazaar of Baghdad, they lose on the spot. Or I can just go to 6, like a reasonable person. I think I'll go to 6. There we are. We'll keep this. We'll ditch the powder. We'll say done. If they've got a ley line, they've got a ley line. They've got a ley line. Okay, so we can just drop the Poxwalkers going into game 3. They've got a Lotus as well. That seems fucked. And a Wasteland. And an Emerald. Okay. And alright. Just for the hard lock. Completely. Bring in a couple of rods. That means my graveyard cards are these 5, is that right? Yeah, that's it that uses the graveyard. And then I could also just cut the Phoenix. And just be really happy with that as a deck plan. Maybe Chalice is better than Rod. I can believe it. So we'll just have 1 Rod. There's 4 cards in my deck that care about the graveyard. Oh, plus the land, plus the nightclub thing. So, a bunch of cards. We'll keep this. 2 Bazaars. We just need a red source and then we're off to the races. I didn't want chat, I wanted game log. All the way down to the bottom. Opponent's mulligan to 5. They're more than welcome to go a bit lower than that if they want to. They keep with 5 in hand. And no leyline of the void. Okay. So I'll just play Bazaar and activate. And I hit Lizard. I'm just going to discard Wasteland, I think. Yeah. Wasteland. Cast this. We've got this misstep out of left field. Barbarian Ring's going to make our Mako pretty thick as well. It's an Urza's Saga. Urza's Saga is not going to survive too long. Ah, no, I lied. It's going to survive a while. Sorry. My apologies. So Saga ticks up. They'll have a 2/2 at some point. They zap in a Springs. Which I might just go after. I might go after the Springs rather than the Saga. Oh no, because they can just get Needle, right? And Needle would kill me. So let's just zap that and then call it a day. Yep, you've got a 2/2, I agree. Oh, I don't have to call it a day actually, do I? Because I can activate. But what would I be discarding? Oh, I don't know, but let's find out. Rod, Bazaar. Misstep then, I guess. So this Bazaar's going to get wasted at some point in the future. That was a lot of lands for us to draw, but it's okay. Oh, you bitch. That's unfortunate. They've got the wasteland, and that's fine. Because we've got the other bazaar rolled up. The ancestral was definitely unfortunate, though. So mountain Mako. Attack for 1. They've got a strip mine for my mountain. Yeah, that's cool. I'd like to draw a spirit guide this turn. Oh, lizard's pretty interesting. Let's go barbarian ring Mako. And then attack with both. If they flash in a dude and block, I don't think I'm going to care too much. Yeah, 'cause it's just a 1/1. So the Mako trades off. They've got a Cavern of Souls here. Naming Merfolk, and then they just pass the turn. It's a Fury. How do I feel about Fury? I don't love the idea, but I'm going to go like this and see if we can elicit any sort of response from our opponent. We cannot. So let's just kill their construct and attack with both. So opponent takes 2, 13 plays 13. And we're in this Hull Breacher holding pattern once again. We would like to draw any mountain, basically. So Vengevine. Any mountain would be cool, because then I'd have the ring for the Hull Breacher, and I can go off. Off is a stretch, but you know what I mean. So now we've got to be careful, because now they can have the Flash Dude, the Flash 1/1, and the Hull Breacher. Okay. I think I just pass. Can't be countered, that's cool. Another Cavern of Souls. Name's Merfolk again. Wouldn't hate to draw a lizard here. It's a Fury. I'm going to pass the turn. And I'm just going to relax until I can put a bunch of spells on the stack. And be at a point where I don't think their cards matter. So this is Hull Breacher, and I assume they've got multiple Hull Breachers in hand. Okay, I'm going to let that go. And then next turn we can Fury everything. Hull Breacher comes in. Okay, Hull Breacher comes in. I take 3 or 4. Take an amount of damage. Let's cast Fury Pitching Lizard. Two here and 2 here, right? Does that make the most sense? Or do I have to do 3 here and 1 here? 3 here and 1 here, or do I just go 4 Hull Breacher actually? I think 4 Hull Breacher makes more sense, because then they can't flash in another dude. We don't care about anything else, right? They're paying costs. So Tishana's Tidebinder. Sure, bro. Make sure you click on the right one. Unfortunate. Okay, so that happens. This guy has no abilities, but he still dies. You get 2 treasures. Mako happens to become a 3/3. And then we cast a lizard, we get a AggroVine. And I just think I just send the vine. Oh no, actually I can send both, right? Because my blazing is a creature of size and relevance. So Tidebinder is going to block the AggroVine. It's going to block the Mako. It's absolutely fine. Oh, but here comes another flash guy. Oh, they sink the vine. Okay. That's cool. That gives me something else to discard next turn. I maybe haven't used my resources perfectly this game. What would you use treasure on? What can you have that's that much mana? Oh, Leyline of the Void, sure. That's fine. I don't think that matters. Whole Reach comes in. Lizard blocks. This damage hurts me, but I've got a 3/1. Cool. Your Whole Reach is gone. Let's play this. And I guess shoot your guy and attack. So the Vengevine's pretty dead here. They do have another thing to flash in. It's another Hull Breacher. Do I want to flip for lizards? I guess so. Just in case. That's the Spirit Guide. So this Hull Breach is going to be a problem. I don't know how we beat it. I can top deck a Pyroblast, I guess. But I've not got many turns to do that. So maybe I punted this one away at some point in all those activations and when we sat around forever. What's this? Okay. Spirit Guide. Okay, we die. I think I was the problem, to be honest with you. I feel like I had the tools to win that game. But we did the thing game 1, so let's see if we can do that again. I'll see you for round 2. Okay, on the play with the nuts. So we'll keep it. Valentina's revealed themselves a cat. And we are going to attack them quickly. So, bazaar. In we go. Lizard Vine is pretty cool. Red Lizard as well, the best ones in this deck. So let's cast this. Cast another one, get our Vengevine in, go to post-combat and throw a hollow one at them once we've got 3 for damage. I would love to get a Vengevine back. Yes, please. Thank you. So, in for 4. Crunch, crunch. Opponent's at 16. We cast a hollow one. They have a Force of Will pitching Spell Pierce. They're on a controlling Lurus build. Which is neat. Oh, Black Lotus isn't kind. And a Wasteland. They Wasteland me. Cast a Bauble. And then they're just going to chill out there. Okay, well, I'm going to cast a Null Rod. Barbarian Ring. Rod. And then we just attack for 4. Not into the Bowmaster. Well, actually, I guess we're going to know if they've got a Bowmaster beforehand. Oh, yeah, they do. In a shocking turn of events, they're going to bauble me as well. Okay, so that's a lot of mana. Oh, my guy dies. Okay. And then you play Bowmaster. No Bowmaster. Oh, talk to me. No Bowmaster, and I get to fucking bestow a dude next turn? Yeah. Marauding Mako, bit late. Bang. Let's suit up the kiddie. Ah, well. See you later, Vengevine. Thanks for joining. Don't care. Forcible. Lol. They've got 1 card in hand. What did they pitch? Forcible pitching Forcible. Back to me. Wasteland. Says cast a Mako. And that prompts the concession. The Mako's too strong. Nice one. That was cool. 7 cards, Bazaar. Love it. Right. What do we want to deal with here? Creatures. I'm gonna bring in the same as last time. I don't think we need the chalice. I don't think we need all the null rods. 4 more cuts is tough. Let's get rid of Poxwalkers and 1 green lizard. 1 green lizard helps the medicine go down. Whilst playing this, I'm also trying to work out my pre-modern sideboard for this evening. I can't decide between 3 annuls and 3 chills, or like 2 annuls and 5 red blasts. Anyway, this hand's cool. None of my cards work if my cards resolve. And that is the sort of hand I'm into. I can just play a turn 1 hollow one. Don't think this is good. We've got to send that back. This is nonsense. Certified. And this is Bazaar of Baghdad. So let's keep this. Send back powder, send back Norrod. Say done. They've got 7 cards up top. Let's see how many of them hit Bazaar of Baghdad. Wasteland's one of them. Grafdigger's Cage is another one. Yeah. And a Lotus. All good. And a Bauble. Okie dokie. Nice stuff, nice stuff. Can we get a Spirit Guide from the top? No. Let's cast a Marauding Mako. Play a Bazaar and activate. They might have a Bowmaster here, but I wouldn't care. So these are some Vengevines and Lizards. The Vengevine can't come into play actually, can it? That's a shame. Mako's a 4/4. Lizards are 1/1s. I've got 2 more Makos hanging out. Yeah, I'd love to bring it back, but I'm just not allowed. Okay, so that's some creatures. Tell me about your Tabernacle at Pendule Vale. I think I'm going to play the Blue Blasts. Okay. Opponent draws a card off Bauble. They've got a Wasteland in play. They've also got a Lotus, which we've got to pretend to be careful about, but I'll forget. Opponent in the tank. Marauding Mako is super cool. It's a shame that it's not quite, good enough. My bazaar's gone to the bin. And then they're trying to be sneaky. Look at them. I know your games. Your flash effects. Let's kill that. Fate will push the Mako. Sure, let's just run into the Plague Wind. And then we can get to game 2 faster. No Plague Wind is tough for both sides and the viewers, to be honest with you. Strip Mine's fine. Wasteland, yeah, sure, whatever. Get that gone. You can activate it targeting itself. That's quite a fun play to make. No, okay, that's a shame. In for 2, you're at 16. Nice. Another Underground Sea and a Mox Jet. Does that give you the requisite mana to cast a spell? No. Maybe. I don't know. Into us. Lizard. In for 2. 14. This is a long road home. I can't imagine it working. We've lost. I assume you just get Bowmaster here, right? Oh, Tabernacle, sure. Sure. I don't think that's as good. Let's see what they do. Okay, now they can buy Lurus, play Lurus, and not rebuy their Lotus because of Graphics Cage. So Lurus is into hand, Lurus is in the bin, their Lotus has gone for good. And mana's now tied up. I draw a Barbarian Ring, cast a Mako. Your turn. Oh, I forgot about Tabernacle already. I've already forgotten about Tabernacle. What a series of events. Do I want to pay a life every turn to keep this Mako in play? Not really. I think I'll just give them the Mako, right? Sure, whatever. I'm not paying. So I want to draw a red source to kill Lurus with. So I just shouldn't have played my Mako. Opponent's got a Tameo. That's interesting. I've got a Nightclub. I'm going to Pyroblast your Tameo now. Shall I do it on your upkeep? I'll let you sink some mana into it. Okay. Okay. Destroy target permanent if it's blue. This one, please. Tameo's dead. Ancestral. Wrecked. And then we can just kill Lurus. Your Lurus is dead. Goodbye. What next? What next? Do you have... Are they all 6 cards in hand? Oh, wait, they just Ancestral, didn't they? Okay, now they've got a Frog, and now we're actually actively losing. Frog into Ponder. I mean, I think we've been actively losing for a good 10 minutes or so here, so maybe we should have gone to the next one. Wasteland, my Nightclub, that's cool. Bazaar? Misstep. Okay. Game 3 time. Against the Valentine, and then... Is there anything else we want? I don't think Chalice is particularly good, but it might just be good enough on the play, right? And then we can just bring the Lizard back in. Or maybe I can just bring in a Meltdown, actually. Just have like a 1 rando Meltdown, just to nuke their hate pieces. Tabernacle's interesting. And it's interesting how it goes in cycles, right? Where I feel like I haven't seen a tabernacle for a good few weeks now. So it's just something a bit different. Something a bit different. Okay, I'm on the play in game 3. And they still had Lurith last game, so they're not going to be on ley lines at all. They'll just be on Crypt, Needle, Cage, Tab, I think is the 4, and occasionally a Jailer. This hand isn't very good, so let's powder it away. This hand has a Bazaar of Baghdad and some Firestorms, so it's got to be a keep. Multiple Firestorms? Can you believe it? So let's roll out the Emerald first of all. So now we're insulated against the old Tabernaclet Pendule Veil. And we go Lizard, Lizard, Vine. So I had the Vine the whole time. You guys were there. No luck involved. No luck required. Let's cast Lizard. And now I can just like draw a bunch of cards and Firestorm them. And we can have the absolute time of our lives doing it as well. So in for 4, and I can keep my dude through a tab. We've already beaten the cage. We might just get wasted, but they'll need to come up with something else, because if they just waste me, then they're taking like a bunch of damage next turn. That's a delta, so this can just be push. Push my guy. Cool. No turn 1 Lotus from our opponent, which is cool. Let's activate Bazaar, I think. And then that is fine. So Powder Mountain, Vengevine will go. Maybe one of the Firestorms could have gone realistically. We'll move to combat. Our opponent will actual smart and clever by fetching and pushing, and then we'll just pump a Lizard. Oh, they fetched a Swamp. They fatal push our guy. I pump a Lizard, you take 4. Now we can kill a bunch of shit with a Firestorm. Underground Sea. Orcish Bowmasters. Kills my creature. Gets the thing. Okay. This is absolutely fine. Well, it depends on if the Firestorm resolves, I imagine. Firestorm this. I guess that's it. Discard a Chalice. They have Force of Will pitching Ancestral Recall. I'm going to pass the turn, and I'm going to try the same thing next turn. They have a Psychic Frog, okay. Orc Army comes in. Yeah, I'll take the 1. Hollow One's interesting, isn't it? Because I can't really activate. Oh no, I can. I can just pump my Lizard, right? Pump my Lizard, draw 2. Actually, I really like that. Because if I find another creature, it's so good. It's so good if I find another creature. And I do. So I can discard Lizard, Cam, Bazaar. They come at me. I cast this. I cast this. Yes. Yes. Attack with everyone, because I've still got Basking Root Waller activation up. My Mox Emerald. So this is a lethal attack. I assume the frog's going to get in the way and trade with their hand, just like the old Mind Twist. Let's pump this guy. Send you to 3. Yixlid Jailer's gone. Demonic Tutor's gone. Momentum Breaker's gone. You've got no cards in hand, but you do have a 4/5 frog. And they draw another Bowmaster, which is really toxic. 1 lizard down. No creatures attack. Wow. I feel like if I'm playing Firestorms, some number of squeeze would be a really good idea. A really strong idea. They've got 1 card in hand. None of them do anything. Pyroblast is an interesting way of forcing chump blocks, right? Or forcing permission out of their hand. So I guess I want to chill out for a sec. So they can't have land Time Twister. And then end step Pyroblast your frog. That should get a response out of them. Destroy target permanent if it's blue. This one, please. Frog's dead. Firestorm. This one and this one. Discard 2 cards. This one and this one. And we win the match with a Firestorm for 2. Oh, this is great. This is great. Right, next round. Don't make me wait. Okay, then round 3. We're up against 4 Baden. That's cool. Spirit Guide Mako. The world, actually. It's just the world. So we'll keep this. Look at what this hand does. So it's going to be Spirit Guide Mako, Player Bazaar, Activate, discard a Lizard and a Poxwalkers, and the Vengevine that we draw. And they will all come into play. So that's cool. Mako, cast, Spirit Guide. Opponent in the thinking zone. Or the reading zone, probably. More likely reading. And yeah, Activate Bazaar. Strip Mine you. Thanks for joining. Great game. Okay, so we do pull a misstep out of our opponent. That's fine. I don't have anything else. Regretfully, no Vengevine. But we do have Poxwalkers, which will come into play. No Lurus on the other side of the table, so it could just be a fast combo deck. At which point our Strip Mine is going to be really good. And we kind of want to hold on to this nightclub until we're ready to make a land drop, right? Our opponent's going at it. Force of Will pitching Force of Will. They're down to 4 cards in hand. We've spent 3 cards before they even get a land drop. Seems busted. They fetch immediately, which is good news for the home team, because it gives us something to strip. And they just have an Ancestral. Kill me now. Back to us. We'll untap. I will give this a spin, because I just want to find more options. So Lizard, Spirit Guide, Serum Powder? Do I just want to hold the Spirit Guide and ignore this land? No, because I can hold the land and do that next turn. So let's cast this. Strip this one. Attack for 4. And making the land drop out of the yard seems really good next turn, because it's just going to give me that extra card to hold. Underground Sea. Ponder. So I do believe we're up against Doomsday, which is rarely a good matchup for us in these like AggroVine shells. But we've got onto the board quickly. Uh-oh. Can't imagine they can go to triple green. Oh, Oath of Druids, sure. So we're just fucking dead. My. Okay. So we'll draw, we'll activate Lizard, Pox, Nightclub. Wow. That was a lot of interaction for an Oath deck, wasn't it? I can regretfully only get in for 5 here. Let's just roll the Chalice out, because that's going to slow down their Oath turn. So in for 5 we go. If I could get in for the 6th, it would be insane, but we can't. They Oath. We reveal a bunch of cards. Yawgmoth's Will is one of them. Into the bin. Memory's Journey into the Floodmoor. Okay, so Pearl doesn't work. Negation, DT, Brainstorm, Orchard, Besagio, Attractor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, some cards. So you block a Poxwalker and go to 14, and then you take 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's not very good for us. Okay, they just had a time walk. Next game. So Oath of Druids doesn't seem strategically favoured for us. What do we want? Just some Pyroblasts? Should we discuss the likelihood of me having 8 cards and one of them being a Firestorm when they've got an Attractor in play? Low, I think. I think we can go with low odds there. I'm going to keep Chalice. I'm going to drop a Rod. And a random green lizard. Meltdown Fury, Surgical, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's fine. I don't think this is going to be a particularly easy one for us to win. It would be cool if we had got another Cam and Farrick game, though. We did that straight away, and then I feel like I punted game 3 against Merfolk. So it'd be cool to do that again. Okay, then, so no good cards. I'm going to mulligan. Now I'll powder. I'm going to hide this. Yeah, the Vengevines are strategically very good. No, I'm going to hide the misstep, I think. Bazaar and some magic cards. Excellent stuff. So we'll keep this. And we'll just go Barbarian Ring, Marauding Mako to start. And if they just go Landmarks Oath, then we can very quickly get ourselves into round 4. They're going to let it go. They've fallen for the trap. We're here to make and maraud. Land. Lotus, okay. Okay, that's a bit better than a Mox. Bit better than a Mox. Lotus for green. They play an Oath of Druids and we die. Cool stuff. We just have 0 cards against this. So, 2 Oaths. Okay. Cool. Right, round 4. Okay, nerds, welcome back. For me, it's the next day. It's currently Thursday evening, 4 hours after this video goes live. And, for this hand, we're up against Beast. We've got this hand, which I'm not going to keep. We'll give it a powder. This hand is cracked. So, keep this. Beast is up on the play, no Lurus. Let's cross our fingers and hope to no Bazaar of Baghdad. Just an island, okay. So, Doomsday? Which is typically, these days, on Flusterstorm over Spell Pierce. Right, so let's throw this thing out there. Now let's crack it for red and hit him with the old Cam and Farrick. This might elicit a Force of Will. It does not. Okay. You're taking 7, my friend. Vengevine is coming into play as well. Poxwalkers, I guess just so Kenzen. So I'm probably going to want to waste them next turn. I've got some triggers. Now, if this is Doomsday, this is going to look very impressive, but then we can just die. Right? Could be a Tinker list, at which point Sphinx of the Steelwind is going to be a pain in the dick as well. Vengevine in, Hollow One in, possibly. Force of Will, okay. Hollow One not in, Hollow One out. Pitching Ethereal Forager, okay, I love it, but last time I played that card, that was bugged. So, yeah, I was going to record a video with Ethereal Forager at some point in the distant past, okay? But there's this thing where it attacks and exiles your opponent's tokens, which is not ever part of the text on that card, so I stopped playing it. I dropped the event, actually. Okay, so Island, Forcible, Ethereal Forager. So I'm assuming that they're on a Beanstalk control list. That's a strip mine. My land's dead. Cool shit. Can you deal with taking 5, though? Twice? They could have a dismember at this point. That might not be completely out there. I'll play this and see if we can... Because like, they can't wasteland me next turn, right? Which means I can roll out a rod if I need to. And if I don't need to, I can just roll out a wasteland and put them in the Stone Age and kill them. I guess if I get another turn, I'm probably not killing them. Sweet. That's game. I'd like some Pyroblasts. Do I want, like, Graveyard Hate? My Graveyard Hate's not very good at fighting Ethereal Foragers. But Nora doesn't look good into the face of Up the Beanstalk Strip Mine Control, does it? I mean, there could be 5 Moxen, but I'd much more expect that they're 3 Moxen Bug with what? Frogs, Foragers. Maybe you don't play Frogs because you want to play Foragers, and Frog is far more likely to make your opponent concede. So by playing Frogs, you decrease your enjoyment and like not enjoyment, but fun equity, right? The fun equity gets diminished by playing Frogs because your opponents might concede. So let's think. Do I want a Fury or do I want just a rando Firestorm? Firestorm is basically Lightning Bolt, but I'm going to play Fury. Chalice I think is probably fine. I'm assuming they're a bug deck. I can't remove a Leyline. Do I want to drop a Poxwalker and bring in another Fury for that fact then? If I can't remove a Leyline, then my Poxwalkers and my Vengevines are dead. My Detective's Phoenix is at that point a 3 mana 2/2 with haste, which is slightly below rate, but I think we'll just ship this in. For those of you wondering, I did trophy pre-modern last night, the old 3-0 with blue-red stasis splashing pyroclasms. Powder this away. Likelihood of Lotus resolving this time, certainly low. After what happened last time. But they might just try and fight the creature, right? That's a leyline. If my creatures get in, you can watch me care. Although I might not be able to resolve the Mako because I'll be fighting over the Cam and Farrick. Although I probably should play Mako first, right? Mox Sapphire Island Time Walk. Okay. Maybe they're Doomsday with Forager, but did we consider that? At no point did we consider that. Ponder with Forager. Cool. So when I see the Forager, I assume we're trying to trigger a Beanstalk, and I assume we're trying to trigger Rakshas's Bargain. Okay, my opponent's hand was pretty good. Let's give him that for a moment. 3 bits of power and a Leyline of the Void. And a Mox Pearl, so that moves us away from Doomsday again. So just Bant Beanstalks, Bant Beans, no Frogs. That would tie in with my ways of playing. Black Lotus. Are they thinking to fight the Lotus or thinking to fight the thing on the way down? You just fight the Lotus, right? Let things rot in my hand. No. Okay. So I think I'll play a Marauding Mako first. Now I'll cast a Cam and Farrick. Now I'll play a Bazaar of Baghdad. This is great. I'm having the time of my life. So this doesn't do anything. Wasteland does probably do something. Right, Bazaar of Baghdad, that's the big question. Bazaar or Ruby? Ruby lets me fight you. Bazaar beats Wasteland. Kills them in 2. Okay, here's another question. Here's another option. Right, we hold Wasteland. We discard Hollow One Bazaar. Hollow One Ruby. I don't like Hollow One Ruby, that's nuts. Let's just discard Wasteland. And then Bazaar, I think. I've got a few triggers. Yield to all. So that's a 7/2. Cast this guy. Cast a Ruby. Cast a Hollow One. In we go for 7. I think I'm going to get Tabernacled into the middle of next week, but I don't think I mind that. Like, I absolutely do mind that, but like their hand's been so good, why not chuck in a tab as well, you know? But alongside the Pyroblast, we are lining up the old turn 2 kill. Dress down, sure, man. Oh, do I want to say sure? Because I can just kill this and decline the draw for a Tabernacle. Then if they follow it up with a Ponder, I'd much rather hit that. So I'm going to let this one go. Because I just don't care. Could be a Dreadnought coming in towards us. Forager Dreadnought, that'd be sick. Oh no, they're just dead. Okay, that also works. That also flies. We win. 2 Lotus Bazaar hands. That is going to help our win rate quite a lot. Play 3 bits of power, and I had 2 of them on turn 1 this game. But yeah, cool. Time for round 5 then. The break-even round. Okay, good. It's 5th and final round against Rivori 9. Never been more excited. Okay, so banger opener. We are on a draw. Let's hope they're playing artifacts. And yeah, I'm going to keep it. It does the thing. I'm going to rod them. Hit them with my rod. And then we'll see how we do. No Lurus. Mox Pearl. It's dead. Petal that taps for white. And what else have we got? What does no Lurus Pearl mean? Just mono white? Chalice on 0 kind of ends the game, doesn't it? Rip my rods. Now, like, Ancient Tomb into Peacekeeper kills us. Oh, it's a Stone Cold Servant, so it's just shops. Okay, so my Lotus is dead. Let's see what we draw before we decide how we proceed ourselves. Lizard. So I can just dump power, or I can just strip face, and then try and get more cards later. So let's say I strip you, and you go Mana Vault, Ancient Tomb, Golos. Then I die. But if you don't do that, if you like play a Sphere of Resistance, and I also die. If you play a Crucible of Worlds, then your Ancient Tomb comes back, but nobody cares. I think I'm supposed to present power, right? Because Sphere, Trinosphere, Golos. Golos is a stretch from here. Lodestone Golem. What else? I don't know. Nothing sounds good. Let's play Bazaar. Play Bazaar, put in a Poxwalker. Or just lag out and disconnect. That also works. Yeah, great idea, great idea. Play Bazaar at Baghdad. Oh, there we go. And we're in with 2 lizards and a tapped 3/1. Pay me. Okay. In comes a lizard, in comes a lizard. Oh, hello. And a Poxwalker. Tasty stuff. This is a zombie. I wish it was a lizard. Sweet. You'll go, dude. Pass to you. Let's have a quick look at why are you talking to me? Oh, Black Lotus. They don't really look like lizards, so they do look pretty zombie-esque. Okay, strip mine, yeah, cool. See you later, Bazaar. Thanks for joining. You did us proud. And no snakes. Tasty. Vengevine, a little late if we're honest with ourselves. A little late. So your Ancient Tomb's dead. I've got no more plays. Kapow. I'm on 6 cards here, so if they were to block, right, then it wouldn't actually be like a massive sweat because I can draw up to Lizard and just discard a Lizard at some point and get my Poxwalker back. Like, I'm not here to make plays, I'm here to attack for 3. Opponent's having some moment to think, which is odd because they are playing shops. Vexing Bauble, also great. Over to me, Wasteland. Good night. Caracas, thanks for joining. Yeah, just in the graveyard. We'll be fine. And then we continue to not make plagues, and we continue to attack for 3. They don't really have much, like, if they... I assume you're supposed to just block, right? Because then you start taking 2 instead of 3. Jukabog, cool, yeah. It's a funny one. Wasteland? Bazaar of Baghdad, so unlucky. Alright, we'll activate Bazaar of Baghdad. We'll discard likelihood of untapping with Bazaar. I think fine. Let's discard Rod. Rod or Vine? Let's go Rod Vine just in case we hit more vines next turn. And then we'll attack for 3. Opponent falls to 9. I've got a strip mine for next turn. Do you have another waste? If they have another waste, then we'll feel silly about this lizard, but what are you going to do? Who are you going to call? Man, I'm going to strip them so hard. It's going to be phenomenal. And then post board, we've actually got text against the shops today, haven't we? Yeah, Meltdown. Alright, end of list. Maybe Fury, I haven't decided. Mox Emerald, that's more things I can throw at Chalice and Vexing Bauble for no profit. Let's cast Bazaar, hit a red source. Ready? Easy game. But do I want to play red source? Because I can just get Vengevine into play with the other cards, right? So Lizard, Lotus, Emerald. Cast Lizard. Cast Hollow One. Oh, hang on a minute. Are they dead? So I attack with everything. Yes, I get Vengevine. You block Vengevine. You take 7. You're at 9. So then you're at 2. Your creature's dead. Or I can just kill their land. But their land's crap, right? So let's just play Mountain. And attack for 7. I know the attack is more than 7, but they're blocking Vengevine. They don't have a choice. Yeah. And then this guy is a 3-power creature, and it's your go. Cool. So that's game 1. Over, done, and dusted. Everyone had strip mines. I've got meltdowns. What is bad here? I'm on the draw, so I don't need Chalice. I don't think the rods are very good, but we're gonna chill and keep them. And then maybe a Firestorm just because it's dope. Yeah, maybe we should play 2 Firestorms and maybe not cut a rod because they are a rod deck themselves. Let's cut Misstep. Oh no, they play the artifact, don't they? Right, I need another cut. Let's go with Poxwalkers, and we can argue that decreases our graveyard reliance. Firestorm's probably wrong, but I don't know if you've ever cast one. It's the most exciting thing you can do in a game of Magic. Maybe slightly exaggerated. Oh, I need to cut more cards? Oh shit, maybe the Firestorms should go. 1 Lizard, 1 Rod, 2 Firestorm. Hit me up. Let's go. Okie dokie, this is our game 2 opener, and it's not very good. So let's pop that in exile and see what else we get. Oh, see you later, Meltdown. Thanks for coming. And then, this is funny. Right, so what have we got? Lotus, Firestorm. Okay, so if the Lotus resolves, the game ends. We're all in agreement. Yeah, good. Chalice and Bauble. Okay, that doesn't end the game. Right, shit. Fucked. Leyline. Yeah, I got it. I get the idea. Which is Workshop. Crucible World. Dope. I've not got any lands. You can waste me all you want. Cast a Lotus. Cast a Mako. Cast a Mako. cast a Firestorm. How much damage am I going to deal? I'm going to deal 3. So, cast this, you, me, this Mako. Done. Lizard, Vengevine, Lizard. Done. Mako's become 4/4s. Cast some lizards. This guy's got 3 points of damage on him. And I've got a hollow one. Show me your tabernacle, buddy. Show me the tab. How much damage is that? 16. Ghost Quarter. That doesn't cast Golos. Oh, we needed a bit more than that. Crunch. You're at 3. Land Golos tab and we die. Not even close. That's why we bought in Firestorm, so we could shoot our own Makos. Take that, you little shark. Okay, well that was a lot of fun, I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoyed most of the games in that league. I know I conceded that Oath matchup without much thought or care for it. I just don't think we're ever winning. And then, I'm not going to lie to you, round 1 or 2, whichever one I lost, was yesterday afternoon. I've got no idea what happened. But, I don't think this deck's, worth playing. Like, I don't want you to spend your play points on this deck. I want you to go in knowing that those play points that you put into the league are gone. But if you do it, it's very fun. Very fun. I was told actually yesterday that there's a new Frenzied Baloth. Let's find it. Yeah, so this kid here, Kraza the Swarm has 1. Marvel Jump Scare. Riot. Other spiders you control have Riot. Spells and abilities can't be counted. Damage can't be prevented. So it's basically a 2-mana 3/2 or a 2-mana 2/1 with haste. Other spiders have Riot, but I'm not too sure about the arachnid lizard food chain. I assume lizards eat spiders, but if I find evidence that some spiders eat some lizards, then I probably won't go down the spider tribal route. But this looks cool for our AggroVine deck, because that will be a nice way for us to defeat the One Ring in combat, which we currently can't do with this list, right? So that would be a 2-drop. Maybe we can cut a Rod. We can cut some Poxwalkers as well, and then something else. I think 16 lands plus a couple of bits of power is good. But maybe these 2 guys, and then we could play like a 3-2 split like this. But Cam was actually quite impressive today, admittedly. If you want to tell me that actually Black Lotus was impressive, I won't spend too much time arguing with you. Anyway, that's an AggroVine league and me rambling longer than usual. Wasn't Firestorm cool? Right. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.